Well, hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms, and as you can see, I've been busy. Got my little bucket list item here, the Yugo GV that I picked up a while back, and as you can see, I've got the motor out of it and the transmission and just about everything else. The interior's been gutted, except for the carpeting, and I'm already starting to put things back together, so the project's moving along quite nicely. I'm hoping to be driving this thing by early spring. And I think that's more than a possibility. I think short of unexpected issues, once I get it back in the car, that'll happen. As you can see here, here's the old motor that was basically toast. It's salvageable. I would have to pull it apart, have the head milled, put a new head gasket on it, really clean it out, and then it hadn't spun a bearing, but you know, it had oil mixing with water for at least 50 miles, I would imagine, from the looks of it. So there's no telling how badly scored the cylinders or the bearings are. So I think I will probably just pull the head and set it aside. And the block, if anyone's interested in it, contact me. It's a good running block. It hasn't thrown a rod or anything. It's just because of the head gasket failure and the previous owner's issues with the car, not the best cared for. I think it has about 130,000 miles on it, if anyone's interested. Anyway, I picked up this beautiful motor here, which was, I would say, the deal of the century. This little baby came right here from North Carolina, down by the coast, including freight to my place of business. This thing cost me less than $350, so I'm extremely pleased with that. As you can see, I've got it in a state of repair itself. I'm taking components off, and I'm obviously replacing all the engine oil seals while I have it out of the car. Got a new clutch and pressure plate that I purchased for it, new timing belts, new water pump, a lot of new hoses. So I'm kind of giving it a refresh. I'm not going to break it down and rebuild it because according to the junkyard that had it, this car's been on the shelf for almost 20 years. Spins over beautifully. It actually only had 27,000 miles on it. The car that it came off of had rolled, so the body was destroyed, but the engine had so low mileage that he decided to hang on to it. And there it has sat for years and years and years. In fact, he was quite surprised when somebody called him interested in this motor. It is the 1.1 liter. I thought it was a 1.3, but it is not. It looks to me to be the 1.1. That's okay. 55 horsepower will do just fine. So I'm going to finish that up, probably take another couple weeks here. And I've got the transmission all cleaned up. I'm replacing the input shaft seal on that. Obviously going to replace a couple other little pieces. I've got the whole flywheel kit with the throwout bearing. I've got new bushing for this side. So it's going to be pretty much as refreshed as it can be without tearing stuff apart. One of the axle on this side, the boot was bad, so I'll be rebuilding that axle, putting a fresh boot on it. Oh man, lots of stuff going on mechanically. Obviously, while I've got everything out of the engine compartment, I've been cleaning it up. A lot of, how do I put this, ingenuity going on in the engine bay. A lot of previous repairs were done, you know, and I'm not bashing on this at all. Repairs done out of necessity, where money was tight, obviously, so they kind of rigged stuff up. Don't have a problem with that in personal life, but I'm trying to fix it up, trying to get it back as close to stock as I can. So I'm trying to undo a lot of that work while I have the opportunity to get in here and reach around and get to the cables and the hoses and, you know, that kind of stuff. There's a few electrical issues that I've got the original wiring diagrams a person has sent to me. So I'm trying to undo some modifications that were done to the electrical system. And then on the inside, and this is where it gets really interesting, the inside, someone had switched the driver's seat and the passenger seat around. The seat, driver's seat, well, what's going to be the driver's seat, it's pretty well wore out, so I understand why they did it. They also damaged the frame so you can't adjust the seat. So I'm in the process of trying to repair that metal work. I'd like to get original seat coverings for it or just find a replacement seat, but so far, not much luck. These are pretty rare cars. I'm finding out rarer than I remembered them being. So I'm having a little trouble locating some of the smaller pieces. If anyone has a lead on Yugo parts, let me know. Obviously, eBay has been my main source of components, but I'd love to find something local. Let's see, other than that, I've already done it, so I can't show you what it looked like without it, but the original dashboard was broken in multiple places. And amazingly, on eBay, I found one for a very reasonable price with shipping that was in perfect condition. So I went ahead and bought that, and I've already gone on and switched it out. I'm working on installing a new radio for it, and the rear hatch is open right now because I've got the lock assembly out of it. I'm doing some repair work on it. That's it. Just an update on what I'm spending my winter here doing at Farpoint Farms. And man, I can't wait for spring because I can't wait to drive this thing to work, just go cruising in town, maybe taking on a trip. There's another user out there named Austin's Garage. He's got a Yugo. It's kind of like this. It looks pretty much like this, got a little bit of different shade. I've been communicating with him via email, and it's possible that maybe in the spring we'll have a meetup. He's down in Georgia, I'm in North Carolina. Maybe we'll meet there, maybe we'll meet here, maybe we'll meet somewhere in between, and we'll have the probably first annual Yugo car meet. And I would imagine since 1986 when these babies came out. So something else to look forward to, or a possibility anyway. That's it. I'm Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Take care.